4:40 AM in Kansas, Emporia for Unbound 2024. We've got the bike all ready to go. We've got stuff for the feed zone. We've rented this RV. We've been out in this all day. There is campers and races for as far as the eye can see around here. It's a pretty cool little setup they got at the fairgrounds. I got the Kiwi flag in the window, and we also got a flag for the feed zone as well. I'm gonna be number 1165 200 miler. Yeah, just had my breakfast. I'm just starting to load up all of my nutrition and stuff. Anna's still in bed because it is before 5. So I'm going to be taking my hydration pack. I've got electrolyte in this. I've got my Envy mud stick because it could be potentially muddy out there. I've got some cramp stop and stuff in there. Spare battery for the ETAP and a spare battery for the GoPro because I'm going to be taking this along with me. 3 ketones. I got 2 Cliff Bars to start, 2 Rice Krispies, the Beta Fuel blocks. I quite like those to start rather than a gel, and then 4 Little Pures and 4 Beta Fuels to get me to the first feed stop, which is about 70 miles, so it's that 110, 120 Ks. But yeah, my race is obviously the open race, doesn't start until 6:30, but I'm riding down to the start with Connor Sens, who's like Aussie national champ, so he's doing obviously the pro race. And he starts at 5:50, so we're going to kind of follow along with him. We'll see how he's feeling, and then hopefully the girls will be able to get some shots and some clips from him at each of the feed zones and at the finish. And then obviously with me at the same bits, but we kind of obviously start half an hour behind, so it could end up being an hour and a half to 3 hours behind him depending how the day goes. Righto boy, how you feeling?
Yeah, good. Keen for the day. It's an early start, but got a big coffee down, so ready to go. The weather's good, and yeah, all prep, got the new course on.
Yeah, because they changed it a little bit of it last night.
Yeah, they changed you just go left and then right again instead of just going straight down the other road, so it's only like a couple k's worth of difference.
And we haven't had any rain overnight, so that's
been
very
unreal.
good.
So the tacky mud should have hopefully stuck down a bit, and it should be sweet.
Well, good. What's your plan? You're just gonna kind of sit in all day, and it's a big day.
Yeah, I'll sit in, but at the first aid, it's pretty technical after that, so I want to move right up. If a small group goes, I wouldn't be too afraid to jump in it if I could, but yeah, who knows? I haven't experienced this race before, don't really know how it works.
Yeah. What's your longest race up to date?
270 or something. I've done a couple of those, those in the Dirty Warnie, so another 60k or 70k on top of those is pretty big. So I was tracking the XL riders last night. They're going pretty well. There's a group of 3 still, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be glad for some sunrise as well.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, well, let's ride to the start.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And our final call-up, he's won Milan San Remo, he's won stages in all. You are off and running 2024 Lifetime Unbound Gravel officially underway. Seems as though a little bit of a self-select in their respective areas. We'll get that moving here.
Thank you.
Up to the line, this is some of our biggest group of riders that we're going to have out on course. Couldn't do it without all of you. We feel like at the table that you guys and girls, you come, you join the party with us, and for we are running.
Righto, 2 hours in, 65 k's on the clock, and 550 meters. Long way to go. Yeah, she's starting to get a bit hilly now. We've done 1,000 meters of climbing already. I think we're about to hit the first muddy section. Oh. Right, 95 k's in, 3 hours, 9 minutes, 1,100 meters of climbing, so getting through it, starting to feel it already. But yeah, it's just constant climbs, you're either going up or you're going down. And I'm already sick of gels, and I've probably got like 10 hours more of gels to consume, so it's not ideal.
Ella.
Griffin! Go, Nathan!
Climbs are a lot steeper than I thought they were. I stopped up there for ages. I was like, what the hell is everyone? They're like, no, keep going.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone looks like they're getting a bit lost.
Are you feeling okay though? Cracked? Yeah. Already?
Yeah. I've been out there for fucking hours.
114 Ks.
Shit.
Well, good job, man.
So much fun.
Sterile. Fun isn't a word I
Oh, 5 hours, 20 update, 142 k's. Oh, I'm really starting to hit it. I've lost my glasses as well, so my eyes are burning from the sweat and then all the dust. So yeah, that's not ideal. Hey, I'm just like really short on breath for some reason. I don't know why. I feel alright physically, but like I just can't take long deep breaths. I'm just almost like very uptight. I don't know what's going on. So hopefully this will pass because it's cracking me a little bit. It is brutally hot out here. 180 k's in, 7 hours, 2,600 meters of climbing. We're almost at the second water stop and I need it so bad. I want an ice block so bad. It's so hot. All my water's hot. I'm dying.
I mean, I didn't want. I'm sorry, I won't give him your name. Ryan.
Good luck.
Hey.
Dump your trash on the ground, we'll pick it up.
Tom, go up to the car. Straight ahead.
Right. Very bad day. First 100 k's was good. Oh my god, I know well. And then first feed zone was all good, but I thought that I'd be able to get food along the way because they said that in the thing, but there was no stores or anything open the whole way. So I bombed, but I also had real bad chest pains after 6 to 7.5 hours. Like I couldn't breathe or anything. But yeah, we won't get too much into that. But yeah, 240 pulled out. We have Arby's and I'm trying to get some food down. I sat at the feed stop for like 20 minutes plus trying to get some food down. I just could not get anything else. It just felt like it was all coming back up. So yeah, not a good day and I'm very, very sunburned. Alright, and that is basically where all the footage stopped because I had a very, very bad day. If you already follow me on Strava, you'll know that I didn't actually finish Unbound this year. I had a few medical problems and stuff, so pretty disappointing, but we're back in New Zealand now. I'm in the warehouse and I'm going to walk you through what happened on race day. Alright, we are back in New Zealand. This is going to be like a little bit of a race briefing. Obviously I didn't finish. If you follow me on Strava, I had a terrible, terrible race at Unbound. I literally have not ridden my bike since. As you can see, my race number is literally still on my bike because I haven't even touched it since my 10-hour adventure. Yeah, for those of you that follow me on Strava, you would have seen that I made it 238.69 kilometers in. I rode for 9 hours and 34 minutes. My elapsed time was 10.5 hours. And I did 3,581 meters of climbing and averaged 25 kilometers an hour. So let's break down actually what happened on the day. It's definitely one of those things that if I was to do it next week, I would do it so much better. And yeah, huge learning experience. It is honestly like Unbound lives up to its name. It was pretty gnarly, it was super hard, it was really hot. And just that north course is just relentless climbing. Like for a big guy like me, just relentless climbing. 3,500 meters of climbing is my biggest climbing down the bike, and it's meant to be the flat plains of Kansas. Yeah, basically I started in probably like the top 100 guys. I made the front group for the first probably 60 Ks, 50, 60 Ks. And we were like tapping along, and I was like, oh, you know, kind of feeling pretty good obviously early on in the race. And I forced myself at about the 50, 55 K mark to take a pee. Because I was like, I know that if I stay with these guys, I'm going to blow. So I pulled over, took a pee, and then pretty much after that found a pretty good group that I was comfortable with, rolling turns with them. And then through the first water oasis, which was about 75 Ks in, you kind of see it on the GoPro footage, handing out wet bandanas and it was getting hot. So I was like, yeah, I'll grab one of those, went to grab it, and as I went to grab it, my glasses fell off my head and landed on the ground. And in my infinite wisdom, I was like, oh, I'm with a really good group, you know, it is what it is. In a normal road race, that would have been fine. But, you know, considering I still had like 230 Ks to go, it was a pretty stupid move not to just go back and get them. So then for the next 50 Ks, I'm with these guys and we're bombing all these descents. And I'm just getting so much shit in my eyes the whole time. I'm like almost crying, I can barely see. And then I went through all the feed stops and I
couldn't find any glasses anywhere. So that was my fuck up number one of the day, was that. But yeah, all in all, until the first feed zone, I was going pretty good. About 10 k's before the first feed stop, where you see me here, I told myself you need to eat more solid food. I was already at 100 k's feeling pretty iffy on the gels, like just couldn't really get them down, wasn't feeling very good. Got through the feed stop and just, I don't know what happened, if I had like a mind blank, I didn't see anything, but then I just didn't ask Anna or anyone for any food, whereas I should have just taken my time and got some solid food in there and then. That would have been the best thing that I did all day, whereas I just didn't see anything. So I grabbed what I had a Coke, and I think I had a Rice Krispies I left. And those Rice Krispies are about the only thing that I could stomach. Until the next feed stop, I tried to get gels in and everything, and I just started the worst bonk of my entire life. So I went from averaging about 29 kilometers an hour up until that point to like, you know, doing 22 to 24, 25 kilometers an hour. I was starting to really suffer. And I was still trucking along, and in my mind I was like, right, we need to just take this bit by bit by bit. So the next water oasis, I think, was at 181 kilometers. So I'm just looking at my wahoo the whole time, following the route, and I get to the water oasis, and I had said previously in all of the race description and in all that stuff that you can stop at local businesses to fuel. So I was like, right, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to get as much water in as possible, refill all my bottles, and I'm going to go to a cafe or a service station, and I'm going to buy like a pie, or just something to get some carbs in me, because the bonk was absolutely killing me, and I still had so long to go. Because this is probably only, what, 7 hours in or something. And I went all around that town looking everywhere, and I could not find anything. Like, there was no food open, anything. I'd eaten all my solids, and all I had was gels left. So really needed to have taken some more solid food with me, but I did think that I would be able to like stop at local businesses and buy some, and there was just absolutely nothing, like nothing but as far as the eye could see. And alongside this, about 25 k's before that feed stop, I had this really weird like chest pain all through my lungs here, and I don't know if it was just because I hadn't ridden that long, if it was the heat, if it was the altitude in Boulder before I went there, or if it was literally just my camel pack like pulling on my chest. But I could not take a deep breath like without having chest pains. Like, and I've never had chest pains before in my life. I'm 24 and I've never ever experienced chest pains like it in my life. And I just tried to ride through it. And basically for 2.5 hours I just rode with short breaths, just literally 2.5 hours just short breaths. And then after that water oasis 2 at about 190 k's, I pulled over on the side of the road, and I just could not get my breathing. And I wasn't going hard, like we were just cruising. Like, it would have been considered zone 1, zone 2 in training, and I just could not get my breath under control. It was so concerning, obviously being in another country. You're not allowed, technically not allowed any outside help. So Anna's 240 k's in at the second feed stop, but you can't come help me. And I'm still at this point, I'm finishing this. I just need to get this breathing under control. I don't care how long it takes me. And my sister's doing paramedicine. I got so concerned at one point, I face called her to see if I was going to be having a heart attack or a coronary or something, because I just couldn't take a deep breath without being in pain. So I'm not sure if I like bruised my lungs or like something, because I haven't used them for that long, and that because my lead up hadn't been that good with training. But it was very concerning, and I was super worried about ending up in an American hospital and ending up with like $200,000 bill. You know, like it's just a bike race, and I do not feel like getting myself in 200 grand with a debt just because I wanted to finish a bike race. At 190k mark, when I just decided to get back on the bike and just get, I don't care how long it took me, just walk my all way to that 240k mark to the feed stop. And I text Anna, I said, I need real food, like I have to have real food when I get there. So I was hoping that she was going to have some like a pie or a burger, even like a Big Mac, or just something I could just gnaw on when I got there. And that from 190k's to 240k's is probably the worst 50k's I've ever done on a bike in my entire life. It was like riding through sweltering heat. I couldn't breathe, I was bonked, and it felt like the entire world around me was red. And I was just in such a dark place. And I'm just looking at the map, and the way the Unbound course goes is you're constantly just turning the wrong direction. I can see the feed stop here, and all I want is to get to that feed stop, and you go left. and you ride for 5 miles and you go in the wrong direction, and then you start going back the right way and then they push you the wrong way again, and it is mentally destroying when all you want is just to get to that feed stop and you're just dying. But eventually at 9.5 hours I did make it to the feed stop, and I had full intention, and I was dying. Like, I'd ridden there basically slumped over in a time trial position for 10 Ks, and I had full intention of still finishing the race. All I wanted was the real food. And Anna said she walked around this town and they drove around and there was nothing. And all the service stations had been cleared out, probably by the riders ahead of me, or the XL riders a couple hours before, but there was nothing. There was not even a fast food chain. All she could find me was a white wrap, like chicken wrap, and like this disgusting hot brownie. And I sat there for half an hour, over half an hour in the car, trying to get this food in, and I just could not stomach it. I just could not get any food down. So unfortunately, I had to call it because I just didn't want to end up in hospital. It was only 88 Ks, and the gutting thing is that I'd done the majority of the climbing. Like, there was probably only 600 meters of climbing to go. I'd done all the hard yards to get to the finish, and I just couldn't stomach any food, and I just didn't want to risk this chest thing and end up in hospital with no support, especially out in the middle of those country roads on the way back to Emporia. So don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely gutted. I'm still gutted to this day, which is obviously a week and a half later since I got back to New Zealand, but still had a good trip, and it was a good experience. I don't know if I'll be able to come back because now the lottery entry is gone for Unbound. It could just be up in the air because you have to do another one of their events to qualify. But yeah, it was still really cool. I enjoyed the race. It was a cool course. There's a lot of things that I did wrong that I would do better next time. I'm going to just cut my race number off this bike finally, give it a bit of a clean up, and I'm going to be taking a month off the bike to kind of re-establish what I want to do from now on. But if you did enjoy this video and you enjoyed the trip, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Cheers guys.